Welcome. My name is Peter Strong. I'm a professional psychotherapist and I specialize in mindfulness therapy delivered over Skype for help with anxiety disorders, including agoraphobia. So during these online therapy sessions, I'll teach you how to work with your agoraphobia, with your anxiety, with your panic attacks, using the very effective methods of mindfulness therapy. So basically what we do is we start to design a series of challenges. These are manageable challenges that you can schedule and work on each day, extending the range of your um, comfort zone, essentially. Whatever those challenges are, that's for you to determine. But what makes the mindfulness therapy approach so effective is that we do a lot of preparation before we do each of these challenges. And primarily the mechanism, the approach that I take is one of teaching you how to meditate on your challenge. So you play that through in the mind, you visualize doing that challenge. Perhaps it might be walking around the block, or as simple as stepping outside the front door. Whatever it is, doesn't matter. But we prepare for it by playing it through in the mind and then watching for any fear reactions that occur. When we find that emotional reaction, we then build a mindfulness-based relationship to the fear itself. This is the key. We learn to hold that fear in the mind without becoming identified with it and without reacting to that fear reaction with more fear, or with avoidance, or with hatred or self-criticism, or some kind of distraction. We must not, under any circumstances, try to avoid the fear or anxiety. We have to build a conscious relationship with it. So that's the first part of our mindfulness meditation on our challenge. We play the challenge through in the mind, we look for the fear reaction, and then we build a conscious, mindful relationship with it. The second stage, as we're doing our preparation here, our training, is to help that fear resolve itself. We effectively teach the fear to resolve itself, and we do this primarily by building this conscious, non-reactive relationship with the fear. That is what allows the fear to subside and resolve itself. And so we're teaching the fear how to resolve itself. You cannot resolve fear by arguing with it, or by some form of rational thought process, trying to explain to the fear that it doesn't need to be afraid. That kind of approach is not really very effective. What is effective is building this conscious, non-reactive, and also very compassionate relationship with the emotion itself. Another part of our mindfulness training is to look at the imagery of the emotion, the fear. So all emotions are based around imagery, how you see it in the mind, and we can work with that imagery using mindfulness and compassion to help that imagery change And when the imagery changes, the fear diminishes. So again, you're teaching the fear how to resolve itself by changing its imagery, by working with that imagery. So this is all part of the training, and you play it through in the mind over and over again before you do the challenge. You work on any fear reactions that might arise. When you have successfully resolved those fear reactions, then you do your challenge. And all you have to do is stay conscious and stay awake, and if any fear arises, you simply greet it with mindfulness. You become aware of it, you make it conscious, and then your training will help it resolve on the spot, in real time as it's happening. So that's what we do during the challenge, and then after the challenge we may meditate again on any anxiety that arose during that challenge, and we go through the same process, helping that anxiety resolve itself. So we're training the mind out of that habitual anxiety reactivity. So this is what we call mindfulness-based exposure therapy, and it's very, very effective. And most people see quite incredible changes after just a few weeks of practicing this approach. Prepare for a challenge, do the challenge, and meditate on any anxiety that came out of that challenge, and then repeat until you can do each challenge with complete absence of anxiety. That's our goal. We're not trying to manage anxiety, we're trying to heal it so it doesn't arise. If you would like to learn more about online therapy for agoraphobia over Skype, using the mindfulness therapy approaches that I have developed over the years, then please reach out to me by email and let's schedule a session. My clients really enjoy this approach. It gives them very practical tools that they can develop themselves, and it makes you much more independent, and it also does not involve medication. I do not recommend medication for treating any anxiety disorder because it doesn't allow you to change that underlying psychological habit that causes the anxiety. Medications may provide temporary relief from symptoms, but that's not going to change the mechanism that produces your anxiety. That is psychological in nature and needs to be addressed by a psychological process like mindfulness therapy. So if you'd like to get started with me and you'd like to really get over your agoraphobia, then please contact me now. Let's schedule a session at a time that works for you and for me. I see people throughout North America, Western Europe, the UK, and as far away as Japan and Australia. So please contact me if you'd like to learn more about this approach. Thank you.